Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Litter Media Live, Pickaway County Special Edition. Today, we have the Circleville Mayor-Elect Michelle Blanton. We'll be talking with Michelle, getting some background from her about her story, as well as what she wants to try to do as the new mayor of Circleville come January. Our interview today brought to you by Rathkamp Financial. Back with Michelle Blanton right after this.
At Rathkamp Financial, we offer customized investment solutions and superior client service. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
Back with Circleville Mayor-Elect Michelle Blanton. Michelle, welcome. Good to have you with us.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Lean into that microphone as best you can. I think the only other time that you and I have met was at a gathering up at Ohio Christian University for the senior class of New Hope Christian Academy. You said you attended OCU in college.
Yeah, so I attended OCU from 2004 to 2008. Graduated with my Bachelor of Arts in Business in 2008.
Yeah. So up until running for mayor of Circleville, what's been Michelle Blanton's story as far as work and that sort of thing?
Yeah, so I've worked at Ohio Christian University for the last 15 years. After graduation, I started working there full time, and I've been the director of admissions, I've been the director of alumni engagement, and I currently serve as the university registrar. Okay.
Now, will you continue with some of those responsibilities even as mayor?
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
So what made you want to run for mayor of Circleville?
Yeah, so it's interesting. I grew up wanting to actually be Attorney General of the United States. So I wanted to go to college to be a poli-sci major and then go to get a law degree, and then whatever it took to get to where I wanted to be. God had other plans. When I was a senior in high school, I attended a college visit day at Ohio Christian University. It was Circleville Bible College at the time. And during that visit, I felt like the Lord was saying, I want you to be here. I need you to be here. And so I did. And then there goes the next 4 years. During that 4 years, I met my husband. We settled in Circleville and just went to and worked in different departments at the university. And then while working at the university, I had the opportunity to participate in a program called the Pickaway Fellows Program. It's put on by the Pickaway County Community Foundation. And I went through that program, and it kind of reignited that passion for public service that I had when I was a kid. And so I started looking for opportunities to serve on boards. That was the purpose of the program, is to teach people, citizens, how to serve on boards and run for political office. So I did that. Got really involved for a few years, attended the Joanne Davidson Leadership Institute in Columbus.
Former House Speaker. Yeah.
That's correct. I did that for 8 months. It graduated in 2022. And I was sitting on city council at that point, and when the mayor said that he wasn't going to run again, he and I had a conversation, and I decided to run.
And you won.
I did, thankfully.
I know I had attended a press conference at Ohio Christian when it first changed over. Dr. Mark Smith was the new president at that time. And one of the things that they talked about, they had a mission, regardless of what degree you were going for there, that they wanted to maintain a faith-based background.
That's right.
So that whatever you went into, they wanted to make sure you had ethics and, transparency, upfront honesty, things of that nature. How do you feel that you want to try to use your faith in a way that shows the community of Circleville that, yes, politics doesn't have to be a dirty word anymore? Yeah.
Yes, good question. And good point. So that's why the Lord has revealed to me that that's why he needed me to go to Ohio Christian first, was because I needed to have that foundation. Had I gone directly in, who knows where my life would have been right now. I may not be seated right here next to you. And so that's why I feel like God has led me to be at Ohio Christian, and then brought me full circle to what he had. In terms of politics and my faith, I want to bring a sense of hope to Circleville. Right now, I think there's a lot of people who feel like there are no hope, whether it's financial, mental health, drug addiction, any of that. Bringing all of that and looking at the whole picture, looking at it holistically, HOL, but also WHO. And so just trying to get all of the spheres together to coordinate our efforts. Let's not duplicate services. If there's a need, let's figure out who already serves that need. And so then we're also saving taxpayer money in that way, and we're working together as a community. And so that's one of the things that I really want to do. And I believe my faith helps with that, because we're all part of one body.
I'm sure Circleville, to some degree, is seeing what a lot of other communities like Chillicothe, Lancaster, Washington Courthouse sees with addiction, people struggling so much with that. And you see people that are struggling out on the streets, homeless. What do you see that maybe Circleville can partner with, maybe agencies like you just talked about, to try to reach out to show these folks that there is hope?
Yeah. So we have a couple of agencies in our city that we already work with. The Pickaway Area Recovery Services, the Pickaway County Community Action, the Pickaway Addiction Action Coalition, and then most recently we have Hope Valley, who has come in to the city. And so we are already starting to build those relationships with those entities. We are also working with smaller entities that are part of the faith-based community to provide services. You know, we have the table in Circleville that helps provide meals to people. And so it's just using the resources that are already there and helping develop those relationships even more.
Getting into actual government structure of the city, some of our viewers might remember a few years back, and I think we even wrote a story on our website, littermedia.com, that there was an effort to try to change the city structure of government in Circleville to have, instead of a mayor, it would have been a city manager, like Washington Courthouse. What became of that initiative?
Yeah, so that was up for a vote last year, in 2021. In 2022, it was up for a vote in the special election, and it failed. The citizens of Circleville decided that that's not the way that they wanted to go with their form of government. And so we maintained the strong mayor statutory form of government.
Right. Which is why
I'm here today.
Yeah. What are some other things that you'd like to see happen? I know Ted Lewis Park has had a facelift of sorts. We did a story on that last spring, last summer. What are some other things you'd like to see for the city of Circleville?
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm sure that I know the citizens of Circleville know this, but I don't know about the rest of your viewers. But we have about 40 trains that come through our downtown area at any one time. And it cuts off our north side of the town from our southernmost. And so the city council and our mayor and other local leaders are looking at grade separation. Where can we build a bridge over the railroad tracks to be able to get our safety services from one side of town to the other? And also so that just our citizens can travel to work and not worry about getting stopped by a train or having a train stop that blocks all of our crossings. We have 9 crossings in the city of Circleville, and one train can block all of them at one time. And so that's a big part of that. Ted Lewis, again, a great feature of our city, attribute of our city that we have. So being able to develop that a little bit more. We have Barthelmess Park that we're looking at developing a little bit more. A couple years ago, we purchased some additional land there to be able to grow that park into a full family park. And then one of the other things that we hear all the time is that there's nothing for kids to do. And so you and I can sit around a table and bounce all ideas and talk about what we did as children in our communities. But have we asked the kids what they want? And so I'm going to be working with the superintendent to develop an advisory group, or maybe use the advisory group that she already has to talk to them and see what are some of the things that they would like to see, or what would cause them to want to stay? Because we ultimately want them to stay or go to school, go into a field, a job field, and then come back. We ultimately want that.
Of course, being the county seat of Pickaway County, like many other cities, Chillicothe, Lancaster, courthouse, as we mentioned before, that's kind of like the gathering point, not only for youth, but for adults as well. At least that's the way it was. Do you still see that as being the case? People from all over the county coming in for shopping or whatever the case may be?
I would love to see that. I would love to see our downtown become a place where people are coming on Friday nights, Saturdays. You know, we have the designated outdoor refreshment area now in our downtown area that's open to where people can walk from shop to shop. We have some great businesses that are coming downtown. Where we used to have several vacant properties downtown, most of our properties downtown are not vacant anymore. And so it's just a matter of getting people to come downtown and walk in our downtown area. And
you mentioned walk. Of course, we were talking about the recreational aspect, but there's some trails just outside the city. You know, the developments on Canal Park that they've been doing. There was talk about building a pedestrian bridge. One has been built, but they were also talking, I thought, about one that would actually connect the city. Any development on that? So that's through the Pickaway County Park Board, and I know that they're still working through that. We do have the Canal Park where we've done there have been some improvements done out there. They have the zip line and different things like that. We put in a new walking trail at Ted Lewis Park along the creek bed. So that's another naturalistic place where people can walk, whereas it was, just grass before. We have the Roundtown Trail that connects the YMCA out to Ohio Christian, and there are a lot of citizens that use that. Trails are going to be key to quality of life to get people to come and live in our community. Right. Of course, Circleville School Campus, that's relatively new still. Other schools in the county are doing much of the same type of thing, but they're in the city of Circleville. They're almost on the outskirts of town, but they're still in the city, correct? That's correct. Yeah. That's correct. And you were talking about wanting to meet with administrators about how to engage the youth more. When will that be a day one type thing or what? Well, the conversation has already started. Oh, great. There is a plethora of opportunities that the schools and the city work together on, and so we're working to set up meetings right now for that. Of course, it's mid-December when we're doing this interview live. You were telling me as you came into the office, you'll be sworn in when? I'll be sworn in at the end of the month. We don't have a specific date. We're going between two different dates. And then on January 2nd, all of City Council and I will be sworn in council chambers. Kind of a ceremonial aspect. So officially, you would actually become mayor at the end of December if an emergency or whatever came up. Yeah. Michelle, anything else that you want to touch on about your vision for the city of Circleville before we close out? I am just really excited to be the next mayor of the city of Circleville. I'm looking forward to meeting with and working with our state, local officials and other people throughout the community, hoping to make Circleville the best place for us to live and for people who want to come and live and visit. Well, we appreciate you coming down to visit with us today. Hopefully we'll be able to stay in contact with you months and years down the road to get updates on what is happening in the city of Circleville. Yeah, thank you very much. Again, Mayor-Elect Michelle Blanton of the city of Circleville, our guest on a special edition of Liter Media Live for Pickaway County, brought to you by Rathkamp Financial. I'm Mike Smith.